Good morning, dear students. Let us begin our science class. Today, we are going to learn about separation method, sedimentation and decantation. Let us begin. Principle of sedimentation is based on settling down by gravity of the insoluble solid particles in an insoluble solid liquid mixture on standing for some time. Technique of separation. The insoluble solid component in the solid liquid mixture settles down on standing in a beaker. This is known as sedimentation. The liquid collects above it and is poured out. The process of pouring out of clear liquid such that the solid remains behind is called decantation. The insoluble solid component which settles down at the bottom is called precipitate or sediment. The clear liquid which is separated out from its suspension after sedimentation is called supernatant liquid. The process of allowing the suspension or insoluble solid to settle down at the bottom of the container is called sedimentation process. Example, sand and silt can be carried in suspension in river water and on reaching the seabed deposited by sedimentation. If these sand and silt are buried, they may eventually become sandstone or siltstone, example of sedimentary rocks. The process of transferring the clear liquid without disturbing the insoluble solid is called decantation. Purification of water for drinking is done by allowing natural water to stand in big tanks where most of the suspended particles of mud settle down. Clear water is decanted out. In this process, coarse solid particles settle down very quickly and easily, while very fine solid particles such as fine mud or clay do not settle down easily. Sometimes, to increase the rate of sedimentation of particles in muddy water, pieces of alum are added to the mixture. This process is called loading. The process by which insoluble small suspended particles in a solution are made heavier in order to increase the rate of sedimentation of particles is called loading. Alum makes the small suspended particles heavier by forming a sediment of the solid. Advantages of sedimentation. It minimizes the need for coagulation. Sedimentation often enrich the soil with nutrients. Sediments-rich areas such as the riverbanks, deltas, they all are very fertile agricultural areas. Sediment-rich areas are also rich in biodiversity. Advantages of decantation. It is a relatively easy process. It can be performed mainly by separating insoluble sediments or immiscible liquids with relative ease. Separation of sediment from liquid, cleaning of rice before putting it in rice cooker, all these are example of decantation. Extraction of sediment from wine, water from soil, glycerin and biodiesel, both are separated, which are the byproducts of fossil fuels. They are also separated by sedimentation and decantation. Water from oil, again separated from the mixture by decantation and sedimentation. It is observed that sky appears clear after it rained. The clear appearance is due to the fact that raindrops carry the dust particles with themselves and make the sky free from dust and clear it. The dust particles get loaded and come on the ground due to rainfall. This is one of the natural example of loading. Water is sprinkled before sweeping a dusting room so that dust on the food floor may not rise. The lighter dust particles on becoming wet with water become heavier and can be easily removed. All these are examples of sedimentation, especially loading. This is all about sedimentation and decantation. Thank you, children.